So they'll be calling you a radical. This is an historic video. Historic video, and I want to talk really historic on this place. So we're going to talk Trump's tariffs. You know, I'm a pro-tariff guy, but not the way Trump uses them. Once you start wearing them Trump girls' shoes, where's the tariffs on the Trump girls' shoes? Where's he went to jail, Democrats and Republican alike. New World Order, it's old as Babylon and evil as hell. But I want to talk about, this is coming right. So this is historic, the new library, Kevin Blanch, published, YouTube. This is historic and it has to go up. This is really important. Stay with me. So this is inside information I got right up here. So Weber State, our special collections, we've got a grant for the 150 ceremonies. You know, I'm Abraham Hunsaker IV's grandson. The first office was in his house. The Shoshone presence is epic. You know, I had a long conversation with the Shoshone yesterday. So get this. They got it all that. This is a fact. The state stepped in and said, nope, you're not running any of this in Ogden. No historical center. Governor Herbert stepped in over, and by the way, Governor Herbert has cancer on his face. It's like he stood right to the square inch of property that I'm standing right now and told me that he would block the Fukushima, the waste from coming into Utah. He told me that. His dad was in the bone marrow transplant center, died of cancer. I said, well, I hope you don't get cancer, and he let it in. Now this is important. Mike Lee right there. This is really important. Historic stuff. Really historic stuff. Now, this is really historic because I am the narrative. I am the library. This published. Mike Lee told me right there, oh, Kevin, you know, I just found out my dad is a downwinder. Now, you can look it up. This well documented. Mike Lee, the biggest fraud who ever walked the history of this state. That's saying a lot. Mike Lee got caught trying to bring in the Italian waste illegal energy solutions. That's right, that's right, that's right. His father died very young. His own words. You can look at the video. I'm the only one that has enough balls to ask these guys. So, I'm at the Bear River Massacre, Shoshone. I'm there. Utah, first one to speak there. Finally, the state shows up. Finally, the state shows up. So the state comes. So Lieutenant Governor Cox, who I know, gets up there. And he says, well, the reason we're doing this is this was Utah territory when the massacre happened. One of the dumbest professors that ever walked. And he says, I says, oh God. So he walks down, I says, I don't want to play I got you with you, but I have video, I haven't put it up. I says, you air your ignorance in public like that? And aren't you going to run for governor? I says, this was never Utah territory, this was Washington territory. Well, that's not what the state historian were told. Now stay with me. I'll keep going on the tariff freaking nightmare. Trump, the way Trump uses tariffs, picks and chooses, it's just to make his friends money. Where's the tariffs on the Trump-made shoes? And I'm a pro-tariff guy. They should be 50%, 100% tariff on all Chinese oligarchy goods. But no, he's just picking and choosing, using it as a weapon. Trump's tariff weapon. So stay with me, more historic. This is important historical stuff, and it really doesn't matter how many people watch these videos. It doesn't. This is historical. It's historical. My radio show is going to talk a lot about this today at 3 o'clock. I have a radio show at the university. So, Post-Ignorance Radio, KWER. Real important. This is historic as hell. Kevin Blanch, the real historian. Kevin Blanch, the real marine biologist. So, the native boy, the light got in me. So, the Enola Gay hangar, nuclear, dropped the bombs, flew from out of Utah, right? Yeah, flew out of Utah. The Enola Gay hangars that went over Utah. As you know, I do lots of work out there, lots of work. I'm friends with Jim, blah, 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 blah. Not now, I mean. So, getting back to Ricotta Ikis, fighting for leukemia, they're blocking it, blah, blah, the whole cover-up. Japan, the F-35, I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. So, folding paper cranes. Did you know about folding 1,000 paper cranes? Sudoku, as she was dying as a little girl, but, you know, after they bombed, she folded 1,000 as she was dying of leukemia, an 11-year-old from the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombs. One of the most famous historic pieces of literature in American history, in world history. So, she really did fold 1,000 paper cranes. So, they've reached out. Japan's No, Yalta by the Sea, we control Abiy, the scumbag. Abiy was not happy about this. Trump was not happy. Obama and Trump are nuclear twins. So, they come in. We have a ceremony out there, out of nowhere. Everybody shows up. I thought, I get invited. I got to hold the... They've only presented, I believe, 3 in the history of the United States. I think one's a Smithsonian, of the folded paper cranes. They present one to the museum. Didn't only get here, to the state of Utah. That's who owns it, the state of Utah, Tooele County. I got to hold it. I was the second person that got to hold it. She handed it to me, Sudoku's own niece and nephew. So they brought in some recycled, folded fans that say peace and love from the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Now, as you know, I'm involved with the oldest 24/7 peace vigil maybe in the world in front of the White House. You know, Filippo, Craig, you know, Thomas, who started it. I go back, all the way back. So, now the one at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, is it 24? I don't know. You know, can't go there now. So, they present me one of the fans. Her own niece. There's photographs, there's videos. She hugs me, starts crying. International media from all over the world. HNK's right there, called me, you know, wanted to talk to me about Fukushima. Of course, they all run from me because I've been classified. That's a fact. Kevin Blanch, I can prove it. Kevin Blanch has been classified by the Obama administration, now the Trump. It's a fact. It's unbelievable. So, I mean, you're talking one of the most historic events in the history of the state. This weekend, oh yes, 150, and out there. No history professors. I know the dean of history here. I'm related to him. I mean, I got in his face about it. No chemistry professor, no history professor, no nothing. Nothing. Nothing from the state. No Utah media. I mean, I think one channel, I think Channel 2 was there, did a little piece. I got to sit. I went to the original dinner in the officers club right there. I got to sit right in Tippett's chair. I says, can I sit in Tippett? Yeah. Jim says, you sit in Tippett's. Right here. You know, how historic, how incredible. Now remember, this is while I'm full of leukemia. I mean, what a story. Utah native boy fighting AML leukemia, fighting, I mean, Sudoku gets, I get a hold of it in my hand. So this weekend, this historic, incredible, my footage is so historic, it's unbelievable. They sold tickets, the military complex, I mean, it just shows you, Governor Herbert should be disgusted. He's got some cancer on his face now. It's unbelievable, I can't believe what's going on, you know, in this place. I'm a native, I'm Blanch, the first person buried in the Weber County Cemetery, is my great-grandfather. On the other side, Abraham Hunsaker IV, my grandfather. The first thing was in the oral. So Sarah is trying here. I talked to Sarah, you know, special collections, because I was so pissed. She says, Kevin, they totally overrode us. They says Ogden gets nothing. I mean, it is outrageous how they're trying to write it, and you're going along with this. Once you start wearing them Trump girl. Now you wonder why I got blackballed off this university. I taught here. I graduated here with the Japanese royal families. There was only 17 graduates. Look through the graduation list. They're all Japanese oligarchs and me. Compete against them. There was only 17 grads in Cooley's historic freaking program then. Dr. Cooley got mad cow in '99 and died. Chinese, they took it over. Don't go see the Dalai Lama. What have they done to this state as they try to rewrite history? This is how historic my YouTube camera is. Can you, I mean, how historic all that footage was. I mean, I was exhausted for 3 days. I stayed there the whole thing. I wanted to make sure, where's the Shoshone presence? You know, they've always been a big part of this ceremony. Absolutely. We have 5 really fantastic young dancers on this freaking campus that have taught how to, the powwows back here. They wanted to. They wanted to speak. She speaks beautifully. She's head of the tribal 5 tribes. The 5 tribes, you know, she's Go-Shoot. Go-Shoot, Shoshone, her cousin, sort of Comanches, by the way, blah, 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 blah. These try to rewrite history is incredible. I mean, and you're going along this police state. So the federal guy, they totally says, nope, Ogden, fuck you. You're out of here. We're not doing that. Weber State, we're not letting you do anything. Ha! Ha! The historic freaking Weber State Library. I mean, my God. And if you don't think this has gone on before, that's David O. McKay. Do you know who Fa McKay Brody is? Oh, they did it to her. Now they're doing it to me, Kevin Blanch. You look it up. We were #1 school business. This is who built the reactors of Fukushima, Japan. Waters, you talking? I mean, this is unbelievable how we're going to panty paint and we're going to cover up real history. Ogden is the Junction City. Ogden is freaking the Golden Spike. Period, period. And Governor Herbert overrides it, sells tickets. I mean, police, they had snipers on the homeless. They had snipers on the Ben Lomond Hotel. They had snipers. I mean, there was more police. I'm friends with the cops here at Weber State. They were, I said, what the hell? They're like, oh, we ain't missing out on that overtime pay. There were more cops than people. Oh, I mean, you're talking you're talking probably the 2 most historic events in this state in 50 years. Besides the 100th ceremony, the 50th ceremony of the Golden Spike, and then the awarding of the folded paper crane at the Enola Gay hangar. I mean, I got to hold them. Think about the story. Boy, Kevin Blanch, I'm so historically connected all the way back on both sides of this family. I mean, I'm a walking, talking encyclopedia historically. Thank God I have a YouTube camera. So Trump's tariff war, I mean, I'm a big tariff guy. Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton, who's he? Before the Bill of Rights, was the Tariff Act. Alexander Hamilton. I'm one of the guys that got the Hamilton grave restored at the Trinity Church. I can sing and dance. I butcher, what's a cow? I'm a baker, what's a cake? I'm an environmentalist, what's Fukushima? You know, I'm Alexander Hamilton. I can sing and dance, what's a tariff? That's a lefty thing, isn't it? Tariffs are a lefty thing, right? From the great tariff president standing on the tariff, McKinley. They killed him. You know, what does Obama do? Take McKinley's name off the mountain. I mean, this is all, it's so obvious in your face. It's as obvious as scars across. The Tariff Act, before the Bill of Rights, to incentivize the making of homemade goods and to pay off the war debt. But not the way Trump uses. Trump uses them as a weapon. Where are the freaking tariffs on Trump's daughter's shoe factory? By the way, I've stood in the cage in New York City with those activists that are missing in China. You look it up. I mean, play back the tape, Your Honor. I mean, this is all recorded, thank God for me. Can you imagine me without a YouTube camera? Fuck, this is incredible. Who knew my place in time? I got sick, I got cancer on 11, went in the bone marrow trial on 11/11/11. I'm so outraged, and just so remember, I talked to him, they says, Kevin, they totally overrode us. Dirty Governor Herbert, Dirty Herbert, who brought the nuclear waste into our place. You know, I'll never forget John Huntsman Jr. for giving us this rat. You know, this is all recorded. Mike Lee, my dad's a downwinder, Kevin. Well, you're not, Mike, and you're the one bringing in the nuclear waste. He got $600,000 in a bank bailout. You don't even... And these sheep go along with this? Remember when I sat right there on the bench and slid across the bench? That was on March 11th. March 12th. Stay tuned. My footage is so, it really doesn't matter. They circle the wagons on me, classify me, while full of cancer, hire trolls to attack me while I'm full of cancer, doing the greatest PhD in human history. Walk the whole coast of California when I die. The historical value of my videos is staggering. Staggering. The turning the back on Kevin Blanch is incredible. While full of critical condition. I was given 2 months to live, 9 months left. They attack me, go after me, every fucking wolf. Thank you to everybody who's supported this historic fucking work. The new library is YouTube. Hello? Publish. In the name of Fonga, in the name of the great Bernard DeVoto across the wide, he's from Ogden. He's an Ogden boy like me. Fawn's a freaking Weber County girl like me. A Weber State professor like me. Blackballed. It's outrageous, but I talked to Sarah up at Special Collections. I have a thing in Special Collections. She says they just totally freaking overrode us. Freaking wouldn't let us do anything. They're the ones. Because they try to rewrite history. It's disturbing. Stay tuned.